massive price. You know, he looked.
He gets in as a reserve off a lovely low weight.
He's £6 lower than he was in the race last year, finishing fourth. He's £5 off him as well. He's a bit of a monkey as well, but he's going to need you a chance.
General Principle and Noble Endeavour.
General Principle and Noble Endeavour, both of them like a high.
That's it, they go towards the first, and the Galmoy hurdle, and Apples Jade is where she often is. She's in front for the early part of the race, with in second spot Kilulta Vic. And they're being chased in third by Mary Frances. Just in behind these is Benie Des Dieux. There's a couple of lengths break to Penn Hill, and last of all is Death Duty. So they've cleared one, and they make their way on now towards the back straight, towards flights 2, 3 and 4. Apples Jade takes them along. The first time Davy Russell has been aboard since December 17, but that was a successful venture, the only time the two paired for success. She's an 11 times Grade 1 winner. She's a superstar, as we've just described. Kilulta Vic wasn't beaten far in this contest last year, just about over a length by Presenting Percy, and they're being followed in third towards the outside by Mary Frances. Couple lengths break to Benie Des Dieux, who sits 4. Then the return of Death Duty. Haven't seen him for 758 days. Great to see the Grade 1 hurdle Great Wooden Chaser back. And of course, at the back of the field, and no back number, is the Albert Bartlett and Stayers hurdle winner, Penn Hill. So they continue down along the back straight now, about to make their way on towards flight number 3, and it's Apples Jade from Kilulta Vic towards the outside Mary Frances, towards the inside Benie Des Dieux. They're the leading quartet, Penn Hill and Death Duty behind them. They continue down now to make their way on towards the next, and it's Apples Jade with the advantage. Cheekpiece seems to be bowling along happily in front this afternoon. You can often tell early in a race what way she's likely to finish out her race. Being followed in second by Kilulta Vic. Mary Frances, the outsider, is towards the outside. Just behind them is Benie Des Dieux, who has run 9 times for Willie Mullins and won 8. Her only defeat for Willie Mullins was when coming down in front, in control at Cheltenham. She's effectively unbeaten for him. Death Duty towards the outside. Rachel Blackmore takes the mount this afternoon, and towards the inside is Penn Hill, mount of Robert Power. So on the climb out of the back straight, making the way on towards the cross flight, and it is Apples Jade. Continues to lead from Kilulta Vic. Benie Des Dieux, and they're being followed towards the outside by Mary Frances. And just in behind these, Penn Hill is towards the inside of Death Duty as they go towards the flight. That'll bring them to, and Apples Jade just stepped in through that one. It wasn't just clear to see what she did exactly, but it didn't look pretty. But she hasn't lost any ground, it would appear, as they begin to turn in now and make their way on towards the turn into the straight. It is Apples Jade from on the outside is Kilulta Vic. Benie Des Dieux racing in third, being followed in fourth by Mary Frances, who's just dropped back a position. Death Duty's on the outside of Penn Hill, who's rating a Shane Keenly under Robert Powers. They come towards the first of the 2 flights in the straight. Apples Jade the inside, Kilulta Vic the outer. They're being followed by Benie Des Dieux. Right behind them Mary Frances, then Penn Hill, Death Duty last of all, coming on now towards the flight. The only flight that's jumped 3 times in this John Mulhern Galmoy Grade 2 hurdle, won in the last 2 runnings by Davy Russell, but he was aboard Presenting Percy for both of those. He's on Apples Jade today, being followed by Kilulta Vic, racing in second spot. They're being followed in third as they go to past the post by Benie Des Dieux. She's just running in the hands of Paul Townend throughout. Next behind these is Penn Hill, and they're being followed. Penn Hill's improved right up into 4. They're being followed by Mary Frances, and last of all is Death Duty. So now they've got a race on their way towards the back straight and head down along the back, where they have a line of 3 flights ahead of them. And up front it's Apples Jade from on the outside Kilulta Vic. They're being followed by Benie Des Dieux, who's about 3 to 4 lengths back. Penn Hill is just behind, and further back to Mary Frances, and Death Duty is last of all. So heading now towards the first of the 3 flights down along the back straight. Apples Jade close. Kilulta Vic just beginning to get an inch of rain now towards the outside under Danny Mullins. Benie Des Dieux is slotted in behind. This is intriguing stuff, and Penn Hill isn't far behind. Ted Chain, there's a lot to consider here. Where is your eye taken just at this moment as they take the middle flight down along the back straight?
Well, they're going to get a hard race, whatever it is, because they've gone a real good gallop on heavy ground every step of the way. Apples Jade has been annoyed by Kilulta Vic. Danny has stepped up the tempo. Paul is going dead happy. As you said early on, she ran in his hands a little bit early on. If that didn't do her exertions any good, but at the same time, you'd like to be on her at this stage. She looks to be going the easiest of them.
I think the match might be on. Paul is following Davy, and Penn Hill is getting into it now under Robbie Power and the blue as well. But it's the 2 mares, as we suggested beforehand, they look the ones most comfortable at this stage.
They do, and Penhill, if he came back to form, wouldn't have make it interesting. We are about to find out. It is Apples Jade who leads them out of the back straight with 3 to jump. Kilultavic is on the outside. Benie Des Dieux is just tracking them, waiting her turn, and Penhill is just behind them. They've just eased off the pace a little because Mary Frances and Det Duty have got a little closer as well. Apples Jade, now Davy Russell just asks her to try and pick up, and Kilultavic goes up in her outside. That wouldn't be normal. They're being followed by Benie Des Dieux, and just behind them is Penhill. They're being followed by Mary Frances, who has, as I say, got much closer over the third last. And it is Benie Des Dieux in the centre who's come through very strongly. Apples Jade under notable pressure now. Kilultavic drops back and Penhill comes through. Det Duty's come back on the bridle a little as they begin the turn. It's not going to be Apples Jade's day today. She's dropping very quickly out. Benie Des Dieux begins the turn towards home with Penhill now trying to go with her. They've gone away from Kilultavic with Det Duty trying to stay on. Dropping right out is Apples Jade, making the way on towards the second last, and it's Benie Des Dieux, but Penhill is trying to mount a challenge seriously on the outside, but Benie Des Dieux is beginning to go on by 3 to 4 lengths, and now Benie Des Dieux is really opening up. She's widening the advantage. Apples Jade pulled up at the back, but no harm done there, it would appear, and Benie Des Dieux is putting this field to the sword, and she's opened up a commanding advantage over Penhill and Det Duty. Final flight coming up for Benie Des Dieux, who's over in front and a long way clear. When staying on her feet, she's never been defeated when trained by Willie Mullins. It's Paul Town in the board and Richie Connors and the Susanna Richie Connors, and up towards the line Benie Des Dieux is different class from Penhill in second. Winsy's down, a real class act here at Gowran on a Thursday. Benie Des Dieux wins, Penhill is second, Kilultavic is third, Det Duty is 4, and Mary Frances 5. She's unbeaten when she stands up for Willie Mullins, and it's going to take a fair one to beat her.
Jane, she is different gravy. She's truly special.
She showed her class today. Everything. Paul had a lovely run through the race, just tracked the leaders. She was a small bit keen, but never over racing. She's a superstar mare. She was 3 from 9 in her native France, but now 8 from 9 for Willie Mullins. This is everything they're going to say will probably be for the mare's hurdle, but if any mare or any horse could give Paisley Park a run in the world hurdle, I think this one would be the one to do it.
Yeah, but there's no need to do that. I mean, the mare's hurdle is a great one as well too. Just to stick your nose to say you won the stayers hurdle would be, I don't say Willie Mullins doing that for one moment. This, unless he wants to keep her away from one of his other horses, this is a real good mare. The only thing that might change their mind is if Henry de Bromhead's mare decides to go
Honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle. This mare was magic. She jumped great, travelled well. She's a hell of a mare. She just cruises to the races. As I said, she's in the right hotel. He only produces her 2 or 3 times a year, keeps her fresh and well for the spring. And whatever, if she starts in the mare's hurdle, she'll be very short if Honeysuckle doesn't appear. She's a lovely mare. Jumps the last, big and bold here now. Brave just stepped at it a little bit, jumped it big, and went away from it well, but she's canted. But in fairness to her now, Penhill has run a good old race, but he's not the horse he used to be. Kilultavic is 11-year-old,